business.
There we go.
There we go. How are you, kids? I'm just going to press.
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
How's the family? All good?
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've seen or heard, but we've got an addition to the family now. We got a little 1-year-old.
Young fella, yeah, I did see that, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. He's heaps of fun.
Keeping you young, mate.
I don't know about that. Probably 8.
True.
What are you guys up to?
Oh, heaps, mate. Yeah, we've got a fair bit going on. Busy. I think like this COVID-19 lockdown thing, like I think we're the busiest we've been in 7 years. Just with how companies and businesses and stuff are operating from home with this kind of thing, it's just made us more busy than what we've sort of ever been. So it's been good.
Maybe I need to come up to speed with what you guys are doing, because last time we saw each other, you had a cafe or 2 cafes.
Yeah. So we pretty much got the one now, Eat. It's still going. We're sort of doing a takeaway thing at the moment just to keep us going, staff going, all that sort of stuff. But we just released ebook. So
Yeah.
we did the cookbook thing after our first season, and then we tried to get a publisher to publish this weight loss surgery cookbook. So meals based on my journey and all that sort of stuff, and no one would touch it.
Right.
And so we ended up doing an ebook, and we got so we did all the content for it, and we had a local lady in Harvey Bay. She put it together, and we put it online, and it went mental. It went absolutely mental.
Really?
Yeah. It was an untapped market. There's nothing out there. You know, there's obviously different lifestyles, like food that people follow, but there sort of hasn't been anything targeted for the WLS community. So yeah, went there.
Dan did
weight loss surgery. Sorry, mate.
Over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And lost 85 kilos.
Fuck.
Yeah. So he's like half the man he used to be, and has been able to maintain that weight for 2 years now because he's got a new tool, which is his new stomach.
Yeah.
Basically. So, and we changed our lifestyle and the way that we eat,
Right.
to be very similar to the way that you eat. It is clean food.
Yeah.
No processed, and
I realised early, mate, that I needed everything I put in my body needed to be some source of fuel, decent fuel. I had to stop the rubbish. I had to stop the alcohol. I had to stop all this sort of thing because I can only eat small amounts. Everything I eat has to be some sort of nutritional value to me to keep me going. Otherwise, I'd be flat.
Right.
So we just sort of adapt. It's a mixture of a lot of things.
Did the penny drop after the surgery or sort of before that?
After the surgery, mate, 100%. It's a very much a mental thing that I had to overcome. I was addicted to food, mate, pretty much. I had an addiction to eating, and mentally I had to work that out or get my head around that, and then I had to work out how am I going to keep fueling my body and use this tool of the small stomach to get the result I want. And the penny dropped, mate. Like, I've got to stop putting shit in my mouth and start eating better, and looking after myself, looking after my body, regular exercise, just stuff like that. So
Do you reckon you had the addiction to food? Would you consider that a disorder? Like, did you need help from an external source, like a psychologist or a eating disorder specialist?
No, I didn't go that path, but it was definitely a disorder. Like, it was, mate. I was an emotional eater, so I'd eat whether I was happy, whether I was sad. No matter what mood I was in, I wanted to eat. Mm. But not only that, while I'm eating, I'm thinking about what I was going to be eating next, and then on top of that, there was I don't mind a drink, so then there was that, and then there was the hangover, and then there was the eating with the hangover, and it was just a vicious cycle, mate. After MKR, the first time around, our life just changed. Like, everything that we did or anything we were a part of had to do with drinking or eating.
Right. Yeah.
Like everything
revolves around food.
Yeah, and the festivals, food festivals and stuff that we're attending with our restaurant, like as we're doing a little pop-up sausage thing, all these local food festivals and stuff that were over the weekend, so we'd stay overnight, and it just spiraled out of control, mate. And I really I hit rock bottom, like depression, like really bad depression, and it started to affect my work, it started to affect my family, and yeah, I was actually, mate, what triggered it was we were away over Christmas with my really close mates from high school. So we all went up to Woodgate, which is about an hour from Harvey Bay, and we stayed at the pub up there. Friends own the hotel and stuff, and I was just walked into the public bar, and I just remember hearing three of my mates' wives all sitting there, and one of them said, "I can't believe how fat Dan is." Oh. And it killed me. It crushed me, like absolutely crushed me. And that's when I said to Steph, "I've got to make a change."
What they were sort of saying it under their breath, but you heard it.
Yeah. Which crushed me. So I sort of, it's one of those things, mate. I'm not proud of the having to go down the weight loss surgery, because there's obviously a stigma surrounding that, but I'm proud of what I've achieved. But I'm also I'm happy with how I've turned my life around, and the way I view food now. Like that's the biggest thing I take out of this is I eat to fuel. I don't eat for pleasure. I don't eat because I'm addicted. I eat.
So so you were saying that, you know, you're constantly thinking about food, and I'm the same. Like when you're almost to the point where you've just finished a meal and you're like, fuck, I gotta wait like a few hours before I eat again. Like,
yeah,
it's almost like the satisfaction is marred by the loss, you know, that you got to wait. But has cognitively, psychologically, is that calibrated now? So obviously you can't, like, your meal sizes are smaller.
Yep.
And so you're having to think longer and harder about what you want to put on your plate or in your bowl.
Absolutely.
But is all that sort of regulated now, or the kind of the desire to eat and the want to eat? Like,
it is, mate. Like so I still love to eat. Don't get me wrong, but I'm big on meal prep. There's always, and I know what, like, my body reacts different to food now than what it used to with my stomach. Like there's certain things, like I couldn't sit down and eat a decent piece of meat because it wouldn't digest properly. So it's all about, like, I got back in touch with my body and worked out what it loves. What, how do I say it? Like, what I need to eat to make me feel the way I like, high energy, so I can train, all that sort of stuff. So it's just, my meal sizes are small. I eat clean, no processed food anymore. Just veggies, mate, and protein. Like it's and we eat a lot of eggs. Lots of lean protein, lots of chicken, lots of pork.
We eliminated sugar.
Eliminated sugar, no sugar.
We don't eat like flours or anything like that. We stick to almond meal. Yeah. We don't eat pastas. We everything is low carb and high protein.
Yeah, pretty much.
And clean. And
that's what works for us, and it works for Steph as well. Like
when the couple of weeks leading up to Dan's surgery, he has a pre-op diet of 2 weeks. So that's the moment when Dan could commit his lifestyle and his huge change of life, I suppose, is the way I put it, is I changed my way of lifestyle as well. So if he can commit to this, so can I. So I started eating the same diet that Dan was on for pre-op. And then when he had his surgery, then I started to change my diet and lifestyle. And I lost 20 kilos for just the way of eating and exercise.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, and the thing is, I couldn't.
Thanks.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without Steph. Like, I needed, like.
That's just life generally, Dan.
100%. Yeah, mate. I'm lost without her. But just having that support and not having to prepare, like, mealtime wasn't a big deal because there was one meal prepared, not 3 different meals. Me, Emmy, and Steph. Like even Emmy changed, mate. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah. No processed food. Like, we admit, that crappy food was starting to sneak into her diet, and as soon as we eliminated, like, everyone just got along so much better. Like, it's crazy.
Less sort of turbulent mood kind of swings. And
Yeah. Like we just all felt better within ourselves and more clear in the head, and our business started to thrive, and all these different ideas, and we just, mate, it just
clean living, mate.
Clean living
and clarity, and you're feeling good, and your body feels good, and you've got so much energy and so many ideas, and things start to happen. Start rolling, and it's
positive things were starting to happen. Like
we were before Dan's surgery, we were in a pretty dark place because we're like, it was a vicious cycle. We fell out of love with our restaurant. There was a lot of things happening at the restaurant that kind of really changed us in a way, because there was lots of small business struggles. So we were like trying to fix this situation, and then we're in a pretty dark place. And then Dan wanted to change his life and to be around longer, because his doctor really only told him he had 5 or 10 years left to live.
Before I'd have a massive, I'd have a heart attack, he said.
Yeah. So, and then as soon as Dan went down the weight loss surgery path and changed his life forever. And here we are 2 years on, and are so happy and so healthy, and,
I just
so active, and it's complete.
Very happy. It makes me very happy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Can I just throw something in? Like, okay, you're 2 years down. Obviously, you've gone through sort of a reevaluation of what food is. You've sort of ditched these old habits, these sort of, addiction to food in general, to sugar and processed food, and your training. Now that you know what you know, do you think you could have got to that place without the surgery, like somehow empowered yourself? Do you think you joined the dots that way, or you just needed that kind of catapult to?
I think I've struggled with my weight all my life, and I've lost large quantity. I've lost 40 kilos twice now, and I just never had that relationship with food. Like I didn't think about what I was eating. I wouldn't eat, never ate clean, I just sort of, but the more and then I had this surgery and realized I had to understand food a bit more. And I had, like, everything I eat, I want to know what it is, and I want to know what's in it, and I want to know, everything like that. So I don't think without the surgery I could have done it. I don't think I would have, mate, honestly.
You're not cooking cherry cola pork belly anymore.
Still too early.
Yeah.
Not too early.
No, mate. Like, free range, organic. Like we understand now. Like,
and we think back to what you taught us
you
7
Luke,
years ago about healthy eating, and we still look back at your recipes, and you inspire us, because that's our way of life now. And I think that Dan has struggled with his weight for his whole life. And I think that just this weight loss surgery, we're not saying every weight's for everybody. You can change your life and the way of eating, but this is Dan's new tool. His stomach is his new tool.
There's only a 30% success rate with the WLS too, with the weight loss surgery. 70% of people fail. And people, and they like my doctor, nutritionist, all that sort of stuff, you've got 3 years. If you're in a good headspace after 3 years, then they class that as successful.
Right.
Because people just call back into bad eating habits.
Yeah.
This whole COVID-19, everyone's making all these excuses up for, I'm eating this again. Well, it's all mental, mate. Like, you choose to eat that. You don't have to put it in your mouth. So I've sort of, I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not 3 years, but I believe I'm in the right headspace.
It sounds like you're on the right trajectory.
Yeah, I really, and I think, like, I've thrived in this, like, being locked down. Like, we've got a cross trainer, we've got a treadmill. Now we can go out and exercise, but like, I really, like no matter how I feel, I make a point of exercising because the way I feel after exercise is it's better than anything you'll ever feel. The endorphins I get from, mate, I do 40 minutes on the cross trainer, interval training on the cross trainer, and then I'll do 30 minutes on a treadie. And like I'm smoked, I'm cooked. And then I walk the dog as my warm down. So I might go for a 4K walk with the dog so it's about 2 hours of it. Mate, I come back from that and I just the feeling you get. And it's addictive, you know, like I've got an addictive personality. I'm just glad that I'm addicted to doing feeling good things, mate. Yeah, instead of the bad things. So it's been really good. I love it.
I think one of
Sorry, Steph.
I think one of our biggest tips is always being prepared. So we would always plan our dinners Monday to Sunday. So they're always on the board, so we know exactly what we're eating. And then on a Sunday, we would give ourselves 2 hours to do some meal prep, which is our protein snacks. So we do a zucchini slice, or we do some deviled eggs, or we do protein balls. And they're always in the fridge. So if we've got a busy day and there's 100 things going on, and we get a little bit hungry, we're like, okay, I'm just going to have a piece of slice. It's fuel my body. I'm not feeling hungry anymore. Have a big drink of water. So that's the way that we fuel our body now, and it's just being prepared is huge, is key.
We still enjoy, and that's the thing too. Like everyone's like, oh, you don't get to go out anymore. You can't eat out, all this, but that's rubbish.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like and so they cut 85% of my stomach away.
Right.
So I've only got, so your stomach goes, mine just straight down like that. So I do have a small stomach, but we still, you know, when we traveled for MKR, like just the previous one gone, like we still got to eat out. Like everyone's like, how did you eat that food? Well, obviously, you know, the go, it's like there's 2-3 hours between courses. So that was no drama.
There.
But I still get to enjoy, you know, eating out at great restaurants and all that sort of stuff.
But in talking about eating out too, we make right choices when we eat out. So we would have...
I'm not loading up on a burger and chips anymore. No. We might always go for the raw, like sashimi, like the crudo, like always...
Some prawns or some solids.
Like something nice and...
Pork belly.
Love raw. We're really digging the raw. We got some great organic Wagyu steak, and we had tartare last night for dinner. Like just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, we really, so it's just...
How was MKR Take 2?
Oh, mate.
I don't have a TV, but you got to the final again, right? Same finalists as yeah.
Yeah. It was, mate. That was written. Like it was written. Like the moment I seen Jake and Elle in the same room, I was like, "This is redemption." And like we literally every day had to try and keep Jake and Elle in the competition because they wanted to go home. They're over it. They're done. It was just such a shit environment, Scotty. Like we all lived together this time around.
Remember, this is going to go out.
That's okay.
Are you allowed to say this stuff?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll say it everywhere. Okay. But yeah, like just trying to keep them like
motivated and happy and
mate, like come on, guys. Like we really believe that we're the two.
What? So you could see the writing on the wall. You could see where it's going.
For sure. Yeah. So.
You guys the best two teams?
Oh, absolutely, hands down. We're the only two teams practicing. Right. We're both in the food game. Like they've got the Eat Street thing, we've got Eat. So we're all, we knew that it was going to be us two.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of how it was in our series. Like you guys, well, I don't know. I can't speak for Jake and Elle, but I'm pretty sure they work very hard and they seem to be ahead of the game from the get-go. But it was you guys that actually worked the hardest and were the most disciplined about. It was quite admirable how hard you guys work. And to be honest, like you were the best two teams by probably a long mile. Like I remember you cooking and plating up that stuff on the final, and I was like, holy fuck! I remember you had a brush and you were brushing whatever it was on
I
know. A piece of tile or a piece of slate. I was like, oh my god, like so good. So yeah, very deserved. Both years, by the sounds of it.
MKR rivals, we took that going into this one as well. We knew what it took to get to the end. So this one we worked twice as hard because, you know, we have a little girl that we did everything for.
We did a lot of, like, we weren't keen on the idea of being away from Emmy for 3 months. So we put a lot of business plans in place before we even went. And so we had a heap of endorsement stuff already lined up, but that wasn't going to be successful if we weren't successful in the competition. Our main goal was to be in every episode for the people that are going to look after us after this is finished.
And we wanted to make it to the end. So.
Oh, 100%. And we still wanted to win.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to lie. Like,
but as we've been working with many businesses over the last 7 years, and I think this, you know, PR promotion for us and our business and our region and all these other businesses that we work with, we was like, this is a fantastic idea. Of course we're going to say yes, but it was such a hard decision to go and to be a part of it. And this experience throughout the filming and everything, because it was based in Sydney and it was just 2 houses and we had to live with people and it was all about drama and different characters. It was really hard. Oh. Like people were watching the TV and messaging us going, is Steph happy? And I'm like, no, I wasn't happy around the table because I had to deal with this stupidness.
Have you ever crossed paths with Ramel, Scotty?
Ramel?
Yeah.
No. You may not know who Ramel is. It's okay. You don't need to.
Ibby and Ramel, they were in the season before the last one.
Right.
And the guys, mate, yeah.
I don't have
much. I don't say nasty things about people at all, but this bloke was a flog. Like, he was, mate. He just was. Yeah, he just sit at the table and obviously producers and stuff like that, but it wasn't producers, it was him. He was just going after people, mate.
He was there for different intentions. He was there to try and be famous and I don't know.
But that's
it was just, it wasn't a pleasant experience.
No, it
honestly.
It wasn't. Not at all. And you know, the thing that kept us sane through that whole 3 months, Scotty, was exercise.
Yeah, right.
Exercise, mate. Every day we used to do a walk from Alexandria. We used to go all the way up Randwick Racecourse. We used to do 12Ks walk every morning, no matter what. Like, so we'd leave that house because when you're in that house, it's lights, camera, action the whole time. We'd leave that house.
Be in the house.
And me and Steph were able to be Dan and Steph, like husband, wife, so outside those walks.
So like, are you allowed to go out for a walk, or do you have certain hours that you're allowed to sort of?
Yeah. Like there was certain. So the way they did it this time, you would do 3 days. So your first day would be filming. No, first day was in the house doing what do they call it? Reality, like of just normal stuff in the house. The second day was a restaurant, and the third day was the IV. Then you'd have a day off. That's how they did it.
Brutal.
So
1 off, 3 on, 1 off.
Yeah. So.
But every morning, because there's so much drama and so much that goes down in the house.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's brutal.
Our walk at 4:30 in the morning in the middle of winter in Sydney was
4:30, middle of winter. Yeah.
So we would just go and we would talk about what happened the night, how we're going to attack the day, what's next for us, talk about some recipe ideas.
Talk about home, talk about Emmy.
Because this time around, our critiques were brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, got flogged, got beat up. Colin beat me up.
It was like hard.
Beat me up.
I think Luke had to sort of step on my foot at one point because Colin was new to that series. That was his first series.
Yeah.
And he was I'm pretty sure he was paying you guys out, you know, when they stand on the stage and you're standing at your station. He went down on you guys and I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, Luke was just like, he was standing on my foot or like tugging on my, because I was about to say something like, hey, mate, just pipe down.
Pipe down, Chachi. Who are you? New kid on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very different, mate. But like this time around, definitely we did it for the promotional side of it. We've been a lot of good things that come from it. We're local ambassadors for our region now, so that's a really cool thing with billboards and all that sort of jazz up here. And
oh, really?
Yeah, but it's good, mate. It's good for the community. We love doing it. You know, we're here, there, and everywhere. Like after this, I'm going to the library to read some books with Emmy that they're going to film, so local library can put that out on their social content, all that sort of stuff. Just stuff like that. We managed to get our sausage line into Coles, which was always was a big thing for us, mate. So that was exciting. Sunpork jumped on board with us. We got spicy Sicilian and a farmhouse pork snag in the Coles. The first month they were on the market, we sold 110 tonnes of sausages in a month, which is mental. But it was just before, it was perfect timing because it was when everyone started panic buying. So literally the Coles would open and the shelves were just getting cleaned out. So
we've got some amazing feedback, and we're just
so it's been
really
good.
It's been a probably since before MKR we were in touch with Sunpork because we wanted to get these out for so long. So now it was like in contact with Coles, and that was quite a process in itself.
Yeah,
working with 2 different companies.
Yeah,
but Coles have jumped
tons.
110 tonne, mate. Yeah, like mental.
Bananas.
220,000 packs across 580 stores in Australia.
Nice. So you've made more than your winnings anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was we work hard now, Scotty.
Oh yeah, it's.
Someone asked the other day, "What do we have any money left of our 250,000 that we won 7 years ago?"
Can you believe it?
I only had one question today, and that was it.
That was it.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
And so we have Eat It Dan and Steph's in Hubby Bay. That's our business. That's our baby. We've had that for 6 years now, and we created and bought everything in there, which we're so proud of. We have 2 cookbooks, and we have an ebook, and we have our beautiful baby girl who turned 5. Through IVF. We bought our first home. So from 7 years ago, our life has completely changed, and we are now a business that we work hard at what we do every day.
Yeah.
Just like you do.
Constantly evolving, yeah.
And I can't wait to come and visit the good place.
How good is and your meals going?
Oh yeah, and that's all pretty exciting too.
Yeah. So you distribute them just around Sydney or everywhere now?
All New South Wales. We're just sort of obviously with the border stuff at the moment. It's a little bit tricky to get into Queensland, but it's something we're sort of having conversations around every day. But I think it will happen this week actually.
Yeah.
So that'll be.
There's a market there for those ready-made meals, eh?
I'm gonna get into. I'm doing sausages as well.
Oh, cool.
You haven't changed it.
And oh, cool.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Scott. Yeah.
Well, are you able to get your meals up in Hubby Bay area?
Yeah. Well, I think with the distribution, if it's anything like New South Wales, it's all New South Wales. So if we get into Queensland, it'll be all Queensland because it's with a company called HDS. So they're in all suburbs, no matter where you are, sort of thing.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
And are you looking to get into like the Coles and the Woolies and all that sort of stuff?
We haven't had any conversations with those big players yet. We're talking to IGA. I've got a meeting with another service station. So we're in some Caltex, we're in BP.
Oh, cool.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, just kind of, I don't know, as you say, all these sort of, I mean, I'm so grateful for the show. Like it was a door opening experience. I have actually nothing bad to say about the show and its producers. Like it's just been, there hasn't been any negatives to take from it.
Yeah.
And so it's just been it's allowed me to grow and evolve as a business operator. Opportunities have come, partnerships have come, partnerships have gone as well. But yeah, it's been a ride, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. We've got nothing bad to say about it. Like obviously, mate, I used to paint houses for a living, and Steph worked at the local. Not there's nothing wrong with painting houses. Don't get me wrong. Some days I wish I was still doing it.
Yeah.
But Steph worked for the local radio and all that sort of stuff, and just to evolve as a business.
Yeah.
Like
we totally agree with you, Scotty. Like I'm so proud of both of us, all of us, that we've created something from this and learnt from that experience.
Yeah.
And still still thriving and thinking and being innovative and so exciting.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it's cool.
That's
How's the M? Because M would have been Tashi's age when we did our show.
Right.
five.
About
Yeah.
4, 5, yeah.
5, yeah.
So she was
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was 4 when we
Crazy.
did MKR.
I remember chatting to him in the lobby at the marathon there.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Well, so he's what, 12 now?
He'll be 12 in about 4 weeks or so.
Good kid.
Oh mate, he's the best.
Is he?
Yeah.
Seriously, the best. He's such a sweetheart. He's so.
Yeah.
Well, now he's got this little baby brother.
Yeah.
He's just so giving and caring and loving. Like there's no, not a streak of an ounce of jealousy. You know, dad's time is sort of split or dad's love split in any way, shape or form. Like it's just outward love and care and.
That's awesome.
Has he got any passions? Like, has he got any hobbies?
It's all about surfing.
Really?
A little grommet, yeah.
Awesome.
So he wakes up thinking about surfing. You know, school gets in the way of course. But he loves school equally too. Like he obviously the end of last term he had to homeschool and stuff. But the moment he gets the opportunity to go to school, he goes to school.
Yeah.
So he's going most days at the moment because they're in class 6. And there's only like 3 others or 2 others some days. But he's like, no, I want to go. I learn more at school than I do at home. There's less distractions. And truth be known, he's got a bit of a crush. So I think he's waiting for that crush to come back to school.
Right.
How sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the only reason I went to school was for sport.
For girls. Yeah. And well, mate, I was girls and tuck shop. Yeah. That's about it. My mum used to make me these doozy salad sangers, and I used to go to school and I used to sell them and then get tuck shop. Yeah, which, probably didn't really work out for me in the end. Yeah.
You come full circle.
Yeah. But yeah, all good.
So what else is on the pipeline? Because I know we're on Zoom. We've only got 40 minutes.
Yep.
How long we got left? But we've got about 7 minutes.
Cool. Yeah. So with the ambassador for the region, which is great. The sausages, which is awesome. The ebook, ambassadors for Sun Pork, and we're just doing a bit of a sponsorship thing with Coles at the moment. They've got us doing all these stay-at-home videos that they're putting on the ads during the news.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, we're pretty lucky with that, mate. There's not many. They started off with a heap of chefs, and there's only, I think it's Curtis, Colin, and us left that they're using. So it's been great. And it's pretty much what they're doing is that. What's that? Sorry?
Who are the other 2?
Yeah, no idea. Yeah, Curtis was the reason we didn't get sausages in at Coles first time round.
What's that?
Curtis Stone was the reason we didn't get sausages in at Coles after our first thing. We bought out a heap of stuff, and they needed shelf space, and that bit of politics went into it.
Time for him to move on. He doesn't even live in the country.
Yeah, I know, right? Lives in America.
Anyway, but that's been fun. Like in isolation, we've been really busy. We've been doing lots of videos, cooking demos, and we've actually created we got our next ebook ready to go. Basically, we've just been creating recipes, cooking. We photograph all our own food. So we've got it pretty much ready to go and design. The response we got from it, like just the thing was, Scotty, too, like we did the books with New Holland, and I think we'll get getting $1.50 per book. Like with this ebook, we charge $19 and it's all ours.
Yeah, right.
Like there's, you know what I mean? Like, so there's initial outlay with the lady putting it together and all that sort of stuff. But like the response we got from it, everyone loves the book. Everyone loves the fact that but it's not only weight loss surgery people that are using it. It's the people with low carb diets. There's a lot of keto. There's a lot of paleo in there. It's just what works for us.
So we found that you've sort of become almost like the unofficial ambassador for that segment of the population. Like,
I really do, Scotty. I do, mate. 100%. I'm real about it. Like a lot of people sugarcoat it. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. I'm proud of the fact of where I am. People don't like talking about it. They think it's taboo. Like, and I just want to get it out there that this is real, people. Like, if you're at a point in your life where you could possibly end up dead, or there's an option of weight loss surgery, of course. Like, and it's the hardest.
You mean not a taboo like post surgery to talk about it?
Yeah, they don't. Like, they think it's the easy way out, and it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I still think about food. I still would love to eat a whole steak. But it's mentally, I've got to stop myself from doing that. So that's where it all comes into it, mate. Like, I'd love to get up now and cook some eggs, some bacon, but I can't eat that much food, and mentally, I've got to stop myself from doing it. So
and there's a lot of people that perhaps have done weight loss surgery and they still choose the wrong types of food. So they'll go and have a Freddo frog for breakfast and be full and then think that's okay.
But wonder why they're putting on weight again.
It's the wrong choices. People seem to make the wrong choices. So Dan is the real person that says, you shouldn't be eating, have a little bowl of soup, but then there's 2 pieces of toast on the side. You don't need the toast.
I haven't eaten takeaway food in 3 years, mate.
We haven't eaten bread.
I haven't eaten, and I believe I'm the unofficial ambassador for it, because results speak for itself, and I don't eat the crap anymore. And when people ask me, I took a photo of my food for the day, and I've got a weight loss surgery page, and I posted it up there, and people couldn't believe it. Like they couldn't believe what I eat for that. I eat quite regularly, but everything's just not like fresh. It's, there's nothing processed. It's.
Does your eat restaurant reflect your sort of shift in nutrition now then?
Yeah, it does, mate. Now it does. It really does. I have a weight loss surgery menu, so it's smaller meals, but there's
a lot of
nutrition
people that have
packed,
this surgery, and there's a lot of people that they dine out and they seem to think to choose the kids' meals because it's smaller, but it's not full of nutrition. It's not full of the nutrients that you put in your body. So we have an extra menu for that. Our general menu caters for a lot of people. And we can alter, we have, high protein bread and stuff like that. So we can alter things for people's diets. And that's what I think a lot of restaurants need to be like that nowadays.
Yeah, right.
And also too, like we, cater to the WLS, but like all our menu now is like a lot different to what it used to be 7 years ago. 7 years ago, Scotty, there was, I think, 700 people in Australia had weight loss surgery. 70,000 had it last year. 70,000 people.
Really? Wow.
In Australia.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, mate, and it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. It's people struggle with it. People, their mind doesn't shift. They're still in that mind frame of I'm going to eat hot chips, but instead of having, a large box, I'm going to have 4.
Yeah.
Like it's just. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But I do believe I'm the unofficial, but because I'm real about it, I tell it how it is when people say, "Oh, I did this and did." Well, if you put
shifted, nothing.
Oh, yeah. There's this thing in the weight loss community called a stall. People stalling, their weight loss is stalling. It's not stalling. If you're putting the right food in your body and exercising regularly, you're going to lose weight. Like you're going to become more healthier. Like you're not going to maintain weight because your stomach can't, eat the amount of food it should be eating to put on weight.
Mm.
Like that, and I guess that's the thing with the weight loss surgery. That's what it restricts your body.
There's strong support then that it's purely or largely a hormone issue. So if you're eating a high carbohydrate diet, you've got elevated blood sugar, you've got elevated insulin, and you're in this fat storage zone. Like it's very hard to kind of attain your health goals when your diet is high sugar or high carbohydrate.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Almost sort of regardless of portion sizes. So if you the one variable is portion size, but you're still maintaining or gaining weight, like there's obviously another side to the story. There's other sort of,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I've so the heaviest I got was 165 kilos.
Right.
And the smallest I got was 69 kilos. So that was my so now I'm happy where I'm sitting around 78 kilos now, but I train I train hardcore probably 4 times a week, but I exercise every day.
Yeah, right. Just move.
Whether 6K walk with the dog or an hour on the treadie, just sitting at 9 Ks an hour, just rolling the legs over, because I've got to look after my body now, mate. I'm getting old. So I see a physio once a month as well.
What does that make me then?
Hey?
If you're getting old, what does that make me?
Oh, mate. I'm nearly 40.
Age,
I'm 40 next year.
I'm fucking 45 this year.
True.
I think
old,
age
man.
is nothing. Look at us all.
Nah.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we're going to get booted off, so I'd rather say goodbye and thank you now.
Too easy.
It's so lovely to see you guys' faces.
Lovely to see you, mate. Like, you're probably one of the best things.
Hear how you've turned it around and you're happy and you've got energy for your club, and it's awesome.
Our future looks good.
And we're so thankful to have met you 7
you,
years
mate.
ago,
Yeah,
because you taught us so
Massive
much.
inspiration
I
to
still
us,
think about it.
sure. 100%.
It's been a journey for us all. So I'm proud of you, and it was so nice to reconnect, and we have to do it again soon.
I still call King my Kunoa, and also I always tell that. Remember that joke you told me? Remember that time your mate was in the Swiss Alps with that family, and I still tell that story, but I make out it was me.
Yeah, right. I've forgotten that joke. That's so good.
Oh, mate, it's the best. I still tell it. Regardez, pointing at his big poo in the toilet. Oh, I love it.
You guys.
Yeah.
All right, well, have a wonderful day, guys. Good on you.
You too, mate.
So lovely to see you.
Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Love.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.